Welcome back, everybody, to 214 Gold. You know what's going down. We're talking about hospital jobs. I'm up here giving you guys tips, pointers, and just some ideas on career path for you guys to kind of get into if you don't know where you want to go or what you want to do. I'm going to break things down. My job is to bring you all of the knowledge about anesthesia, the operating rooms, the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, the pros and the cons, and just the front line, on the line, in the trenches, seeing everything that could possibly happen to the human body, and some of the most amazing stories that go along with it, and also some of the most tragic stories that go along with it. And so that's just part of life. And if you're part of the medical field, then you understand that there's a calling that you have, and that calling is opened up once you get into that world, and you'll know real quick if that's something that you want to be a part of, because watching something on TV and a couple of videos doesn't show you any justice. But I will explain everything to you guys as well that I can, give you guys the insight that I have, and just some of the key knowledge from the 17 years of pediatric and non-pediatric experience that I have, and just some of the other areas in the hospital that we've been able to cover. So the first video basically talked about all of the content stuff that I want to talk about, things that I want to do with this page, and ways that it's going to be able to help you move your career forward, and just give you guys some golden eye opportunities for you to be able to get what you need to get out of it. So with 214 Gold being the channel, being the name, being the brand, being just the game spitter, whatever, you're gonna strike gold every time you tune into this channel, because we're talking about big things, whether it's healthcare, whether it's about debt, whether it's soccer, sports, whatever, it's whatever. The conversation all revolves around healthcare, no matter what you do. And I've got some soccer stories that has to do with healthcare, with my own kid breaking his leg, and how he ended up in the same hospital that I worked at, and having the same anesthesiologist that are some of my best friends actually putting him to sleep. And that's a story within itself that I'd like to share with you guys later on. And so we'll get there when we get there. But first of all, before I start talking about what an anesthesia tech is, I want to go in and talk about what an anesthesiologist is, and how great that job is, and how great of a job that they do, helping people out, whether they're adults or whether they're kids, and they're in labor and delivery, or they're doing pain management. They wear so many hats, they do so many things. I got so many friends that are anesthesiologists, anesthesia assistants, certified registered nurse anesthetists, CRNAs. I'm a cat daddy, certified anesthesia tech. We have certified anesthesia technologists, and we have non-certified anesthesia techs. And so I want to let you guys know that you don't need to have tons and tons and tons of experience to get in this career field. What you do need to have is the right mind frame, the connections that I have that I can present to you, that I can gift you guys with, the coaching that I can offer you, and just the endless opportunities that's going to open your eyes into a world that you've never known. And so before I start rambling on, I want to just get straight to the point. What an anesthesiologist is, and they're just the one. Basically, the way I can describe them in two different ways is they're your pilot of the plane. They're gonna take off and they're gonna land the plane. Everyone knows most planes have an autopilot, and they're also your bartender. And so the way it goes is they're gonna grab you from the airport, or you're gonna walk from the airport. You're gonna get onto the plane, and once you get onto the plane, you're gonna sit down, and that's basically, once you strap onto that plane, you're being strapped onto that surgical table, right? And so you're laying there. And if some of you guys have had surgery, then you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't had surgery, then this is just a quick walkthrough on what's going to happen, real quick, before I go into too much detail, because I have another uh, uh, clip that I'm going to share with you guys about how all the anesthesia stuff, and walking into surgery, how all that goes down. But before I get into that, because I could get off subject real quick, you're getting on the plane, you're sitting down in your seat, you're being strapped down on the anesthesia, you're being strapped down on the surgical table. They're administering different things. They're going to give you a mask, the anesthesiologist is, or the provider, and you're going to breathe that. That's oxygen that's going to relax you. You don't need oxygen on a plane, but you do need to turn the cold air on, because sometimes that plane gets hot. So that's how you're going to relax yourself. And before you know it, the plane is headed down the runway. The medicine is going in your arm. That's the plane headed down the runway. And the plane starts to take off. And as the plane starts to take off and you gain altitude, you slowly start to fall asleep. And as you fall asleep, and you get to altitude, the anesthesiologist will insert a tube down your throat like a straw, and he will connect the machine, and the machine will breathe for you for the length of time that you're under anesthesia. while you're under anesthesia and that plane is flying to the destination that you're trying to go to, Miami, New York, Dallas, Houston, Austin, all these great cities in Texas, wherever you're flying to, that's where you're having your operation, right? So you're on autopilot. The surgeon's doing their job. They're taking whatever they need to take out. They're putting whatever they need to put in, and they're trying to get you ready, trying to get the surgery over, trying to get you prepped and ready so you're able to land, right? And once the surgery is over with, they'll let the anesthesiologist know, hey, we're about 10, 15 minutes from closing. That gives the anesthesiologist time to be able to adjust the medicines that they've been able to give you and slowly get your body breathing on its own. So whenever the surgery is actually over, they'll be able to wake you up in a timely manner, and they'll be able to then get you to pack you where you'll be able to recover, get your bags, and then when they get your bags, your family, your friends are there, they're waiting, and they're going to take you home. And now you're leaving the airport. And so one of the important things to remember is that while they're landing the plane, your body goes through different stages, and sometimes things don't always work out the way that they're supposed to work out. And so that's where the anesthesia tech and other available staff members will be hands-on to assist the anesthesiologist in the event that happens. And most of the times there's no complications, there's no issues, but this is surgery and things change, and everything happens for unknown reasons, and sometimes for known reasons. But that's just the kind of the bulk of it. When we talk about what they do as far as like the other part of their job, as far as if they're pilots and they're taking off and they're landing the plane and they're making sure that you guys are getting on and off the plane safely. They're making sure that they're able to breathe for you and that your body's able to breathe on its own. That's just one part of it. The other part of it is that they're going to give you guys medicine. They're like your bartender, right? They're Dr. Feelgood. They're all of that good stuff, right? And you think about, oh, just like nitrous. Well, nitrous is only a small part of it. They have the good stuff, and all the good stuff is locked up. And tell you what, if they lose that good stuff, their license is on the line. So it's nothing to be played with. The medicine that they give you is designed to help you. It's not designed to kill you, and it's not designed for you to abuse. All right. And just because you remember it feeling good, it doesn't mean that's something that you need to go seek out on the streets or anywhere else through any pharmacy. Okay. That's just the safety part of it. So you have two different anesthesiologists, part of the same group or whatever, and there's one surgery. Sometimes they take different approaches on how they feel that they want to put you to sleep. And one may make their cocktail concoction of drugs one way, and another anesthesiologist will make their concoction and drugs another way. And they look at your chart and they get a history, and they see all of the things that you've kind of been through. Have you ever been in the hospital before? If so, all of that stuff, right? It helps them kind of determine what they want to give you. And there's no wrong or right way of what they give you, because they're going to have the same effects. It's no different than if you decide to drink clear liquor or dark liquor, wine or beer, whatever, the effects are going to be the same. It's still going to, you're still going to get intoxicated. And if you have too much, you're really going to get intoxicated. And if you have too much, then really bad things could happen. Alcohol poisoning and things like that. And in the sense of anesthesia, if you get too much, then obviously death can occur. And so we just want to avoid that. And so when they're mixing these things up, they're taking that in. And so, sometimes they'll compare, why do you do yours like this? Why do you do yours like that? But ultimately they respect each other's craft. Each bartender makes their drinks differently. Some make their drinks stronger than others. Some make theirs weaker than others. Some don't use what others would use, and whatever it is, that's just that's up to debate between them. That's their job, and that's none of our business. And how they're mixing these drugs up, because you do not want to be responsible for any of that. And that is the reason why they get paid the big bucks, and we have to respect that part of their craft, right? They are the most expensive and smartest bartenders on the planet, and you have to thank them because they do take the pain away, all right? And without them, there wouldn't be anesthesia techs. And so anesthesia techs are the version of their scrub techs. You have a surgeon and he's doing the operation, and whenever he turns, he sticks his hands out. He expects the scrub tech to give them the instrument next on the steps that they're supposed to do during the procedure. And so for us as anesthesia techs, our role is to roll on in with the patient. If we look at our schedule and we see that the patient is going to come in and they're going to need some difficult airway equipment because they're obese or they've had multiple surgeries or whatever the case is, then we'll come in and we'll be their scrub techs for that procedure, and we'll get that patient to sleep. And once that patient is asleep and well and the surgery is ready to start, then our job is done, and that's our version of being the scrub techs to the anesthesiologist. And we may get called back after the case because as they're getting ready to wake the patient up, there could be complications that could occur. And with those complications, you'll have to assist as well as far as being able to get them whatever they need out of the anesthesia cart, pulling up drugs, calling for an extra pair of hands, or whatever the case may be. And so you can never let your guard down. You've always got to be prepared. They've always got to be prepared. And together you can make really, really good teammates. And the thing is, once you have a couple of crises with a doctor, the same ones, you build a rapport with them, and you feel like you can go to the trenches and you can go to the front lines with them anyways, because you got their back, and you know that they have your back as well. And so I don't want to take too much more of your time on these long videos, but I do just want to get that part of it out the way, that we have to respect the anesthesiologists, and more so during the times that COVID occurred, because there are just some different times, and they were tasked with, in order for you to have the procedure, in order for you to have your surgical procedure done, somebody had to put you to sleep, and somebody had to monitor your airway, and somebody had to keep you alive while they did the procedure, because you can have surgery and be wide awake. They just give you the medicine, and you can be wide awake, and you'll see everything, you won't forget anything, and you just won't feel anything. And so that's what they did in the old days. So thank God for anesthesiologists and all of the hard work that they do, and for them that's opened this pathway for us to be able to explore. And being an anesthesia tech, it's the career field is growing really, really, really fast. It's becoming known, and I want you guys to know what you need to know in order to get a foot in the door. If you're interested in being an anesthesiologist, or even a little bit further down from that, a CRNA, certified registered nurse anesthetists, that are nurses that have gone to school to do what anesthesiologists have done and be able to put people to sleep. And the same thing with anesthesia assistants. They go to school and they are designed to put people to sleep. And so anesthesia techs open the door for that possibility, or into nursing, or into scrub techs, or into surgery, or into radiology, whatever the case may be. So follow your heart. And as these page goes on and these videos are coming out, you'll start to get more information on what direction you want to take your career, and some of the ideas that I'm going to give you guys, and some of the easy routes that you guys can take to get in there. It's not hard. It's just all about who you know, what you know, and how quick you can get your resume put together, get it in the right hands, and get hired, and let the hospital pay for you guys to go to school. I mean, a lot of these institutions, if you sign on and you get a job with them, it's tuition reimbursement. And we could talk ages about that, but it's definitely something that you need to take advantage of. And I'm going to continue to give you guys all of the game out there, giving you all of these gold nuggets that I can find as I'm digging, and you guys are digging, and we're going to be able to change not only our lives but other people's lives together, on and off the digital platform. So thank you guys again. More videos are coming. Stay tuned. 214 Gold. You guys control the power of your careers.